We've had some action-packed past couple of days, and now we're down to 2. In this one, we've got 2 matches for you guys. It's going to be best of 3. We're starting off with Selangor Red Giants versus Onic, both coming from sweeps yesterday. And now to move forward to the grand final spot, one of them has to win here. They'll send the other to the 3rd place match. It's me and Leo today to bring you the action. Leo, how are we feeling?
I am pleasantly surprised as to how we've gotten to our top 4. It's great to be back at your service. And, you know, as much as we want and wish to have been in Astana to call these matches, we were happy to have our dulcet tones play over the big speakers in the arena. This is bound to be one banger of a best of 3.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling well, man. Again, you know, we just saw each other a week ago or so in Paris, just like a lot of these teams did. I mean, that was kind of, you know, a lot of the storyline coming into this, just how these teams just competed over there in France, and now they're over here. Great to have them over in Kazakhstan, of course. And I think what has surprised a lot of people is just not just the fact that the champions over in Paris got knocked out so early, that's team spirit, but just how we might potentially see a rematch of last year's Games of the Future 2025, which was between Onic and Aurora Gaming, which we'll watch in action later on, where, you know, Onic won that in a sweep. So we did hear through the interviews, of course, there towards the end that, you know, they wanted to go for a rematch. Well, it starts with this. Again, can Selangor Red Giants, can the Giants change that course for Onic? Because I think if you look at yesterday's matches, if you guys didn't get to tune into them, they both had pretty dominant sweeps. I mean, SRG and Onic both had, I think, 10-minute games or so around there in their matchups. SRG played at Foot Esports, Onic played against DFYG, and so this is a very strong showing for them yesterday. Now, going into this, you know, I don't expect sweeps today, man. I mean, we only got 2 matches. We've got to get the full series going on. 3 games, hopefully, for both. Again, we know what the prize pool is at stake here. It's quite massive, $1 million across for all teams. And now that you're down to the last 4, this is where there's like this big jump in prize pool for the teams competing for the rest of the massive prize pool of it. But also, I will have to say this, man. The meta game, we've talked so much about it. I don't know if you've like seen this too, Leo, but it hasn't changed too much from what we saw in MSC, but it's changed a bit, you know, it's changed a bit. Melissa especially really raising in stock value. The Barretts also still being one, but I think it's interesting where the jungle has ended up too. You know, some of those picks that we saw pop up have kind of fallen off, and we've seen some surprise picks too, like the Leomord come through.
It's hit at our bust. This is what I'm seeing. Again, the memes will tell you when you're talking about Onic ID, you're talking about the Sky Kings, you're talking about Kyrie. It's like when he picks a jungler, as long as it's open, Coach Chewe, Coach Yeb, the Raja won't even think twice. Now that we're talking about the meta in general, right? I agree. It really didn't change much since MSC. But if there is one thing that is in flux, is where these championship teams are right now. I'm talking about these top 4. We're used to seeing them play in best of 5s, best of 7s. A shame that we'll only really be seeing them in action in best of 3s before the finals. But when you think of where SRG is right now, it's more than just the meta that's in flux. Even they are in, let's say, their Metapod or Kakuna phase for those Pokemon fans, because they changed their jungler. Like, this is Uni right now. We're so used to it being the Sky Prince, the MVP of MSC 2024 in Sekais, but it's Uni who's playing, and they got to this point with Uni. And folks, it's not like he got lost along the way in Paris. Like, he's still on the team. It's just this is the shape that SRG is in now going into game number 1. Atlas, Selena, get out of here. Freya, Marcel, get out of here. What does this leave open? I'd say think of that whole Nolan Hirara trade. Think of if you want to get rid of Melissa this early on.
Oof. If they don't get it, I'm expecting the trade is probably going to be for the Melissa. If not that, then the Barretts. Like, both these teams obviously want the Barretts. We have seen that go blue side.
There it is.
Priority, they will take out the Melissa, though. So Onic's going to go ahead and take that. If this is... So now the choice is Harara or Barretts. What do you ban out if you're SRG? You know, you kind of have to decide from there.
You know what? I think there's enough reps to just give Kyrie the Hirara, then play from there. Again, you're going to get the winning Nolan trade anyways. Consider this as well. Midweek patch, right? Changed very little. I believe Kaja should not be available for play just yet in case there's like, you know, the 100 people in chat asking where's the new Kaja. He's reworked, so don't even think about it. But Gord nerfed. And Novaria slightly buffed. I guess that's the reason why we saw her get played in a couple of games this past week.
Yeah. I shed a tear for Gord, you know, because he had his moment. I guess I should be happy that it lasted as long as it did.
Yes.
You know, but it was time for a change, and I got a chance to try the Kaja too, man. I don't. Again, we probably won't see it here, obviously, but we can look forward to it in the future because I think it was a really fun change that that Kaja went through. Now, Barrett's being banned out, so you know they're taking their time, but I'm still expecting this just to be the Hirara trade unless Onic is deciding to do something else. We got Onic fans out there too. Love the stickers, and you know, of course, we've had a lot of fans being able to go ahead and meet the teams. I think that's been amazing. Whoa, a Paquito first pick instead.
Okay. So instead of it being the telegraphed Hirara into Nolan, because again, the Nolan wins that about 60% of the time, they go for the flex in blue. So this is Coach Chewe, Coach Yeb going, yeah, we're on blue. We're going to get the priority and we're going to control the draft. We're going to flex on y'all into blue 4-5. How does SRG answer back? I don't know if it's worth it to put Hirara on Uni and then grab something else like a Valentina this early on to kind of block out potential fake outs. But also, considering Barats is out already, they might invest in like a solid XP lane like an Esmeralda. Esmeralda wins against Paquito.
Yeah, maybe just get it early. Otherwise, they could risk it going over on the flip side to Onic. They're going to go with the Hirara, though. Belric was kind of what I expected, though, to be one of the answers here. That's usually what happens over on the first phase for red side once they see that blue priority. So you get the Belric, now you have the Hirara, which makes sense because also we've seen that Belric picked up so much when it is first pick blue side Hirara because it just kind of helps, you know, lock down who you need to with the Wrath of Dryads, but also the playmaking potential. Now the thing though is, Leo, like we've seen, I think the meta with some of these top heroes being picked up, there's more flexing happening, you know, and some teams have tested out. We even saw the likes of a Rome Valentina come through. Obviously, the Valentina Novaria combo that we saw yesterday. Belric can be parked into the XP lane, not just in that Rome. And there's a whole lot of that you can actually play around with. But this seems pretty standard. We'll see exactly where SRG's going with this on their third pick. But with the Uranus over there, so now you know, all right? Paquito, is he going jungle?
Do you?
Right?
Here's the thing. By Uranus going blue 2-3, you don't know where the Paquito's going. And again, throwing back to, I don't know, as far back as like 8 months back, we've seen Uranus in the jungle. So who knows what Onic is cooking?
Oh, that's true. And now that we've seen Valentina in the Rome, Paquito can go in the gold. I don't know, man.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone. This is a
mind games.
This is a very flexible draft that they've gotten. Blue 1-3. Red 3 though, closing up. Look at SRG. All cards on the table. This is most likely an EXP Ruby, like 90%.
Yeah, 90%. I mean, there's still a world where it's like, oh, remember the day of, you know, Gold Lane Ruby. That can still be a thing, right?
But
Gold
it's
Lane
cram, though. It's cram.
Yeah, it's cram. It has to be going over in that XP. So Belgrom, pretty straightforward, I would say, for SRG, which leaves us to still wonder what they're going to put, you know, exactly 100% what is going in the jungle for the hands of Kairi. You see that out there too, you know, Kairi diff. I think a lot of people have been looking at these junglers that we've seen so well over the years now, you know, develop into these star players and everything else. And you think, okay, well, this is kind of the assassin meta, right? So they should be able to do this, this, and this. And one thing's for sure is the compositions now are so, even more so, I feel like, really based around allowing your jungler to get that momentum building early on, scale up from there, and then let them just kind of take away the game. And that's why we have such fast games. I'm not sure exactly on the average game time of games of the future, but it's definitely maybe that 15 or less minute mark. We've had a handful of games maybe only go 20 plus minutes. I mean, me and Wolf were asking desperately so we could have an evolved Lord, you know, because I kind of forgot that, you know, it's been so long in some of the games where it's like, man, where's the evolved Lord going? We haven't seen him in a while, right? Because all these games ending 15, sub 15 has been the case. So last couple bans will tell us where they're going with it. The Dairoth being banned out by Onic, Harley on the other side. So even SRG isn't 100% sure yet. So they're going to go and just cover the base, ban out the Harley.
Because of how flexible either side is and this abomination of a metagame that Moonton has concocted for us, both sides are flexing really hard. That's why those bans are so weird. An XP laner, a jungler, a mid laner, a roamer. I can't remember the last time a metagame was this in flux. So Red 4, the pick for SRG, I'd say lock in that gold laner right now. Show us. Leave the mid so that you can kind of prio balance that with the Beleric with Red 5. So yeah. I'd say expose that gold lane right now. I'm sure Innocent can handle it, whatever it is. Like, if it's going to be a Moskov, oh, that would be really good. Oh, instead, it's a mid laner first.
Okay, Kimmy. So they want to hold on to Innocent's pick. Get with the Kimmy. They have a whole lot of crowd control, man. Like, this is so much crowd control that SRG is looking to potentially play with. Right now, there's a lot of damage, you know, and soak up potential that Onic can utilize here. Valentina most likely will just... You got a couple options, actually. Do you want to take the Wrath of the Dryad, that ultimate from Belric, or do you want to go ahead and take the ultimate of Ruby, the I'm Offended? There's some great setup potential there. Now, these next two picks will put all the pieces to the puzzle for Onic.
They need crowd control. Now you mentioned it. There's that crowd control. Massive source. The Guinevere, which we still don't know where it's going. Again, there's a world where it's actually going in a Keyboy's hands.
Okay.
And it's not. It's a Jungle Gwyn, Rome Matilda, gold lane pack. Okay, so this kind of makes sense now. It's like a well-written Nolan film, well, the very first one, and maybe a little bit of Tenet. So, you know, it's non-linear drafting.
Okay, non-linear drafting. I like how it doesn't, you know, come to fruition until the very end, though. You know, then we really know where it's going. But dude, this Matilda yesterday alone caused so much trouble for the opposing team, just because, again, mobility, right? Shields. Pretty good poke, I'd say, too, after she got that buff back when that last couple patches ago when she got that buff on her Wisps. You know, she's able to actually go ahead and poke pretty well. You pair it up with this Guinevere, who gives you also great crowd control. And now the answer. Okay, so Esmeralda's open. Might as well. We know there's shields that are going to be popping up over here. You get the Esmeralda, go ahead and deal with that. This is the eternal battle in the XP lane. Not too much is going to happen there, but everything will happen around these objectives. Now, Leo, real quick before we jump into the game, who are you leaning towards for game one? Again, it's a best of 3. You can only do so much in 3 games, and that's hopefully what we get. Where are you going towards for game one?
I really like how decisive Onic are. I was so sure that Cram was going to get his hands on the Ruby, but the 10% swing, again, the fact that there were an ungodly amount of shields forced him to throw it into the hands of Innocent. And then they picked the Esmeralda, Red 5, to answer all of the aforementioned shields. So with that said, I'm liking Onic. Yeah, sure, you get solutions, but at the end of the day, who's the beatdown? Who's dictating what you're allowing your opponent to do? That's Onic. So I'll say Onic had a better plan. Yes, SRG did get the pivot, but going into game number 1, I'm with the squad who says, this is what we're going to do. What you going to do about it?
Okay. Well, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to jump into the game. Again, first game of the day. Want to make sure that they have everything settled for our players here. Granted that it is, granted that it is 3 games. Got to go ahead and get the best situation for our players. Now, one thing's for sure. I think it's felt this way, man, where it's like the drafting, because of the nature of having these heroes that can be flexed, having these kind of surprises, especially when it's like the last, 2 picks on both sides of the last, let's say the last pick for a red side there, that red 5 pick. There's so much that can happen here, but one thing is that it feels almost coin flippy in a way, where it's like, okay, there's clear strategy happening in the draft, but sometimes with certain teams, right, even at this highest level like this with Onic and SRG, some of these team fights are kind of weird, because even if you have a lead, 5,000-6,000 gold, it's gotten to this place where, again, think what Harara has showed us that she's capable of doing. The way she moves around the map and everything else. Sometimes you think you have a team fight won, and then she escapes. Well, Matilda helps you do that. So here we go. We're going to be jumping into the land of Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's the semi-finals here for the games of the future. We got a best of 3. One of these teams will move on to the grand final, and one will be knocked down to that 3rd place match. So let's go ahead and jump into this one.
Good priority coming in from SRG. The space that the Kimmy and the Bellerix engagements allow for this duo to kind of play toe-to-toe against a very deadly Matilda and Valentina combo. So that allows SRG to cross over first. Cram coming in to help equalize to get that little Wanderer, and that allows SRG to go up maybe about 100, 200 gold.
All right, a little bit of early poking happening here in the mid lane. Of course, this is kind of what we expected. It's funny because the matches yesterday, I felt like were a little more, in terms of the mid lane, you didn't see, when it got to game 3, you didn't see that crazy go-to strategy where it's like mid lane's whole, pre-first turtle is, let's see if we can get some battle spells out. Let's see if we can actually cause some havoc here, potentially get a first blood. But when that doesn't happen, it's kind of more of a stalemate into that first turtle. Then you're like, okay, eventually this big fight is going to break out. Looks like they're going to go for Cram. It's tanky enough, though.
Ooh.
All right.
Given that was just a 3-man gank, Onic tried, and you can see how early on, even without items, Keyboy's Wisps hurt. But again, Cram, no worries there. Did not need to pop the Purify. Maybe just needed to regen, so that's a free resource. Turtle spawns in the upper quarter. Good start for the bottom lane as well. Sans here in trouble. Forced to flicker back. Stormy wants to finish the job. Finds it. SRG draws first blood. Up top, though, they force a Purify from Cram. And they will trade up for SRG's team captain's down. Here comes SRG. Coming for the clapback. Down goes Kyrie. Uni takes him down. Onic out of jungler. Circling Eagle. Knocking up one, but Stormy gets away. Able to purify through, and Uni finds Keyboy. Lootpi gonna dash on back. SRG, massive win across 2 lanes.
Oh, man, that was really good from SRG, and this should result in them getting this turtle, because I don't think Kyrie's going to be there in time, as he's just going to grab his buff. And Yum's setting up, so Uni able to secure the objective, and some kills too. Again, 2 kills in the hands of Uni on a Hirara. Now, usually when the Hirara is picked up, we've seen it go to a point where, it might struggle a little bit in the early game, but if you get some early kills, and you're moving the way Uni's moving, this is why people have been so impressed by Uni. Again, Sakai's amazing jungler, but Uni, when he stepped in, even back in Paris, people were like, how would this pan out? Well, now Uni starting strong in game 1 against Onic to get SRG to the grand finals here. This is something that can snowball out of control if you're Onic, and you gotta be a little cautious about this, because the way that just Harari can do some crazy things. This is why I was saying it almost felt coin flippy because of her kit, and that's why if you're gonna pick a Guinevere, which we saw banned out quite a bit of times, they can still play with that potential to go in spatial migration, Requiem combo. But what they can't let happen here, Leo, is those stacks to build on the Sky Piercer of Uni. Remember when we've seen a fully stacked Sky Piercer Hirara, how dangerous it can be.
I don't think dangerous is the word to describe it. Unfair is a little more appropriate. Selangor Giants now crossing over to the lower quarter of the map. They know that they have the initiative here. They have tempo on their side. They're forcing Kelra back. And here's the issue with a Uranus, right? If you're holding the map hostage, you're winning. But if your opponent doesn't care, you're kind of just a big meat shield, a walking ward. Your vision that floats and moves around. So I think that's what Selangor Giants are taking advantage of, the fact that they've isolated Lutfi from the action. It's basically Cram calling the shots, holding down the lane, and then he'll be able to make it back after expanding rivers. Turtle spawns lower quarter. Let's see how Onic close this gap. It's about a 700, 600 gold lead.
Yeah, it's not too much. Turtle's going to be up, but they'll make their way down here. Again, expanding rivers is the map, so quick rotation for the objectives. SRG doesn't want to go ahead and just start this up blindly, though. They do meet Lutfi here in the mid lane. They knew he was going to rotate down, but not really able to do too much. Cram picking up a Enchanted Talisman. So now they'll decide to go ahead and start up this turtle. Kelra's getting a good push, though, into that turret. Turtle secured.
What a yeet coming in from Kyrie. That is the pulse thrown out by Stormy, no one home. That's an interesting start. I think Selangor Giants were overthinking it. They were considering we can take it slow, we have them by the ropes, and then Onic says, nah, we have you by the ropes. All this while, Kelra doesn't even care. I think he paid for that coaching session with that turret down bottom, and he said, I'm gonna get my reps. I will get my sandbag, and he will get a slow push. I don't think Innocent can stop this.
Yeah, again, I think he was treating that like a punching bag, basically, as the turret falls. Kelra just goes ahead, converts a turret for Onic, plus get that turtle, helps them. Again, it's not a big lead or anything, but SRG was maintaining a small one. Now that's pretty much been taken care of. Sans holding on to his own Wrath of the Dryad here. This is a very slow-paced game in terms of fighting, because again, both teams' compositions are that way, right? Uni wants to get stacks, he wants to get kills, which he started, but Onic responds by just kind of slowing things down. If they can steal objectives, kind of take them away from SRG like that turret and like that turtle, then they're happy with that, because again, they're fighting into this game of we've got utility, right? I think that's the biggest thing on their side, is they've got utility to work with, and they have to be a little more, they have to play a little more finesse with these team fights, just because of the crowd control overload.
Oh!
Okay, Yums.
Yums coming in, flicker, rather Dryad, stack pending on Sans, but he gets away. Uni says, I will get mine. Couple of iframes already. Kyrie looking for his man, finds it. Dash and Requiem closing the gap. Uni overextended himself. Selangor Giants already down about 1,000 gold. They miscalculated how much range they could play with. Onic are calling the shots. Kelra books another membership up top. He has a second punching bag to deal with.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take that one down too. Last turtle is up. Again, Uni getting punished there. Loses a little bit of those stacks, of course, that he built up here with the Sky Piercer. And now Kelra continues to push. Someone's going to have to go deal with him. If he continues to do this, he might rotate down with the expanding rivers just so they can secure this third turtle. It's being held here. It's going to go for a reset. Kelra makes his way. Sounds will clear out the wave. He doesn't have an ultimate stolen yet.
Lutfi doesn't even care, man. This is best case scenario. Onic have forced SRG to respond, but the Giants will take the turtle, and Lutfi continues.
No.
Onic did not get to take advantage of Lutfi's spacing. Oh, he does pop the consecration there, holding on to Purify. What is Onic playing here? What's the long-term benefit of playing footsies like that and not getting anything in return? SRG have effectively closed the gap. They stopped the bleeding. Joseph, there's just barely 2,000 between them. That could have definitely gotten worse, but SRG put a bandage. In comes Kelra. Punches Innocent in the face. Finds Keyboy, and it's enough to stop him. That traction pulse stops the rest of them. Now Uni finds Kyrie coming in with one dash, an iframe. A little bit more left in the tank. Uni wants stacks. Finds Keyboy. Takes a bit of damage from Kelra. Punch to the face. Spell Vamp will keep him topped up. Just like that, a domino effect. SRG now close the gap once again. Barely 500 between them.
Well, I don't know. You asked me what was the play, what was the long game here for Onic. Well, I think they're losing control of the potential for something to happen here, Leo, because now the tier 2 turret up top most likely going to go down as SRG is controlling the space. They do clear out the wave. but it's under half health now. And with a Lord coming up in about 45 seconds, SRG is showing that right now they just have kind of this, they have more damage to work with. I mean, Keyboy was deleted there, it seemed like, from Uni. You know, he's able to go ahead and happen. And maybe this will tell us why. The items that we're looking at right now, you can see a bit of a difference over there for the XP, the mid, and the jungle, obviously. But one of the biggest things, again, is just the threat of stacks on a Hirara. Even without the crazy amount of damage that we're used to seeing with Marksman, for example, when they get that whole that trinity of items set up, it's just the amount of burst and ability they can work with here. And here's one of the things Onic has to do is, you know, again, crowd control being SRG's one of their biggest favors. We saw it earlier in one of the team fights where if your Wrath of the Dried or your I'm Offended, and even the Traction Pulse don't land the way that they want them to, then you can re-engage into the fight and make something happen with themselves. Kelra more so just has to kind of wait for that opening, you know? That's one of the main things. He's mostly just been punching turrets. Well, pretty soon he's gonna have to start punching SRG here. This Lord is up, it's being slowly worked on, but they can go ahead and just delay this further. There will be a wave cleared up top by Uni as they go ahead and get ready to take this. They might just look for a fight. Conceal's used. Okay.
Lord here, taking quite a bit, down to a quarter. Uni going to punch him. Lutfi holding down, left mid brush, taking a few hits from Stormy. Lord gets reset. No action just yet. Coming in! Big 3-man, make it a 4-man. Requiem coming through! But the damage isn't true. Kelra couldn't get the right punches. There's the stolen Wrath of the Dryad. Yums once more. Cram putting about a bit of damage, dancing around him. Shields for you, shields for me. Down goes Stormy, Stance finds him, now Innocent falls. SRG are down 2 men. Yum's running away, he's burning, he lives. And now the iframe saves Uni as well. But another circling eagle. Does this ult not have a cooldown? Onic are happy with what they got. Cram maybe one more, make it 3. They missed a hat trick. Uni iframes through, but Kelra catches him in the chin. And now Cram might fall, but Cram does find Kelra first. 3 for 1. Massive win for Onic. We're going back and forth here, Joseph, as Kyrie threatens another ult, and he finds it. The Requiem plus the stolen Wrath of the Dryads once again. The pulse won't stop it. Keyboy falls. Hume still alive. Lutfi trying to put Ionic Edge sacks. Kyrie gets a double. Now Stormy gonna be up next.
Kyrie!
Stormy gets taken down. Innocent. Not enough life steal on this Ruby. That's a wipeout. Onic go for the Lord.
They played the long game, Leo. What a team fight. That was dragged out so much that we saw, what, 2, 3 circling eagles and a bunch of setup potential, and they're going to be able to secure themselves a Lord here. But man, talk about patience. You know, being able to maneuver around that, you know, Kelra able to go ahead and secure the kills there when he needed to. But then it was just Loopy being that frontline bulwark and then playing around Keyboy's guiding wind and circling eagle, allowing Kyrie the opportunity to find the right moments of, okay, I can jump in here with that spatial migration, violent Requiem when it's up, and make it happen. I mean, these are such long and extended team fights. And think, the last time we used to see this is every single time there was a Revitalize on the play. But now there isn't. It's just these compositions. They allow these long team fights to happen. And now for SRG, they're going to lose some real estate across the map. The top tier 2 goes down. Kyrie pushes that. They try to deal with this Lord as it's going to slowly make its way to the base turret. Meanwhile, mid turret should go down next. But
I'll tell you now,
knock it on the base.
It's cooldown and spell vamp. That's what's causing all of this, and they're forcing Purifies. As soon as Onic finds that, they go for the kill. Threatening that push on the bottom lane inhibitor. Mid falls, Lutfi taken down by Uni. Stacks traded here and there. Gets one up. Some key item pickups for Selangor Red Giants. Onic are happy with what they did. No more outer turrets for Malaysia's champions.
Okay. They find Lutfi. I'm so surprised that he goes down that quick. But yeah, they lose some Holy Defense Shield. Now SRG's looking for a potential play here. Kyrie sees them.
Oh, massive Requiem finds 3. Comes in for another circling eagle. Serves up Innocent. And now even Yums won't survive. Cram is dancing away his troubles. He will survive, thankfully. Has enough tankiness. Flicker and combo coming in from the gold standard. Down goes Uni. Cram the only one left. It's a wipeout. KK gets 2 KOs, and now they go straight for the inhibitor. And I think this is where we say, that's it.
Onic played the long game in this best-of-3 against SRG. The sustainability, the shields, and the mobility coming in clutch in game 1 to give them the upper hand against SRG. We'll have to see some things change here, of course, for Selangor Red Giants. But man, these were extended team fights. And I gotta say, Keyboy was able to make this all possible on that Matilda. That Matilda hero has picked up more and more and more over the past couple days here at Games of the Future 2026. Let's go to a break before we head on over to game 2.
And what a game right there. Onic versus SRG right there. I mean, the first map down, and then Onic is continuing its streak of winnings. I mean, they are not just stopping it. They are unstoppable practically. Right, we are back here on the desk after the map 1. Here we have Steel Boko with me. My name is Heidi. And this is going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. The first game, Onic wins again. There is no failure for Onic yet. What do you think?
I think it's just purely amazing. I got no words to express my feelings. I mean, SRG played extremely well in the first 4 minutes, and they got the first turtle, and then they were applying the pressure. However, magically from minute 6, I would say 6 and more forward, it just was incredible. Like one stop on team fight, because they got twice. They got -4 for Onic, and they were killing everybody. And there was nothing. I mean, there's nothing SRG could do. But before that, nonetheless, we'd like to appreciate our title sponsor here at the MOBA Mobile. It's Freedom. Freedom. Thank you very much for being a generous, making a general sponsor and being supportive for this awesome discipline. And without you, this whole event wouldn't be possible. Thank you very much for your support. And let's get back into the game itself. I mean, yeah, just like what I said. 2 team fights. After that team fight, there's nothing SRG could do.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of saw how it went yesterday with the Onic, how they performed, especially when initially the SRG actually went ahead and was taken. We can see the highlights up on the screen, but we saw the Onic perform pretty much the same when they were facing yesterday with the DFYG on the second game. I mean, it was very close. DFYG was going ahead, but then there was a huge turnaround, starting with Kyrie getting the load steal. But here are the today's highlights right there. We can see how Onic actually turned the game around, and then after that there was no stopping. It was like on and on, it was going on and on. But I think early on we got really good fights starting early on, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the teams were always on point, always there. I mean, now we see Selangor just making more 2 kills, and this is the fight on the mid fight there, right? So there's going to be a huge turnaround for Team Onic, because from this moment the game is right now it's even, but they'll get 4 kills and then another 4 kills, and from those another 4 kills, it's just clearly impossible to do anything for the team of Selangor Red Giants.
I mean, yeah, I mean, as it went after the 10th minute, I think it went kind of non-stop for Onic. I mean, as soon as the Onic catched up to the tie, and then from there Onic really rushed down to the end of the game really quickly, and we had some really good fights as well. And around, let's say, around 30 minutes, as we will see on the map, on the highlights, by the time, let's say, 12 to 30 minutes, the SRG didn't have any outer towers to play with. So that was a very, I would say, disadvantage at the SRG side around that point. And then after that, it was kind of easy for Onic to go ahead, because just before they entered the base for SRG, they already had the team out, the SRG, right? I mean, that was easy for Onic right there to finish it off. I mean, exactly as how the caster said, that was the moment we all said, like, this is it. And there was nothing after that. They were ready for ending the game right there. We are seeing 13th minute right there. This is where we lost the outer turrets for completely for SRG, and then Onic was on a non-stop roll. I mean, when we look at even the draft phase, the Sands going with Valentina and Keyboy with the Matilda, I mean, that was interesting to see how that went, and Kyrie went with the Guinevere. But I mean, they made it on it, I would say. I mean, that's the moment that we had a wipeout at 13:56 right there, and then it was an easy win at that point towards the end.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, the Uranus was so crazy.
Yes.
I mean, the way how much damage he absorbed, Lutpi, it's just insane. I'm just so curious to see how much damage he got on foot, and when Calare was playing at decent. Everybody from the team of the Onic were playing decent, but for me, Lutpi was the most MVP, because he was the most annoying hero in the map, because we saw how he was clearly unkillable after minute 4 or 5. It's just, he just stood there and there's nothing you can do about it.
Of course, I mean, Uni also put up a really good performance right there for SRG with 4-3-4. I mean, that's 4 kills and 4 assists. Even though there are 3 deaths, I mean, he went with Hirara right there. I mean, a hyper-mobile assassin. So, and also we keep seeing that thing, the conversation where we saw Uni coming in instead of Seekais, and that was a really good move. Actually, I mean, he actually did perform really good as a jungler right there for SRG. But let's not forget, making all your life easier. We all love it, because we all like everything on one single app, and that's where the Yandex Go comes in. Make sure you scan the QR code up on the screen, download Yandex Go, because it's gonna be so easy for you on your daily life to get everything in one app. So make sure you do that. Do not miss that one. We are only one map down for the first match, which is Onic versus SRG, and again, Onic is still on a roll.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're gonna even see them fail today, because the next map is gonna decide that, right? I mean, we have the stats up on the screen for both the maps. What do you think, Steel?
I wish I could see the Lutpi, for example.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how much damage he got. I mean, damage taken. Kyrie just played amazing. He has a wonderful KDA of 9. They have similar, what is it called? Similar gold with the Uni and Kyrie.
Yeah.
It's just both of those players, actually, they were here at the panel, guys, yesterday. And it would be interesting to see how they're gonna play with number 2. I mean, hati, honestly, man, I have no idea if Onic is going to be beatable, because for me, Selangor Red Giants is the only one team, I think, in the entire tournament who can actually beat them. I mean, we can say about Aurora, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, remind you guys, SRG actually, those guys who have won Aurora in the 2-0 in their group stage. So if SRG fails right now, I think the Onic is gonna get another trophy in their sleeve. Yeah.
I mean, two tournaments, two games of the futures in a row. We don't know yet, but we are just seeing how Onic is moving ahead this fast and unbeatable state. We are yet to see the MVP for today, but I mean, it was good performance there. We have the MVP, Kelra. There we go. We got Kelra. I mean, this is the second. I mean, yesterday we had Kelra as the MVP for their second map. We have the MVP right there, 64% kill participation and 758 GPM. Got 4 kills, 1 death and 5 assists. Good performance, right?
I mean, he was always there on point.
Yeah.
Keller is always making more than he needs to do. I mean, it's like, in terms of like, he does always above the average. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always there on the point, always makes those important kills, important moves, and shout out to Keller for being an amazing player. Moving forward,
Yep.
now Selangor Red Giants, do they have a chance actually to at least take one game off of Team Onic?
I was really wondering because yesterday Selangor Red Giants went with that combo of Melissa and Harley.
Yeah.
And they took both the games, like you said.
Right.
I mean, it had really good win rates as well, as Steel Boycott said yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, now I think the other teams are listening because they got the Bandigo series, so we didn't see any. We don't get to see any Melissa. We don't get to see any Harley because both of the heroes were banned. And moreover, now we see actually Melissa. I mean, Valentina and Barretts are actually getting more and more in the game, and Belleric also getting more picked, I would say, in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the SRG. I mean, we have to admit that we still have one more chance, right, for SRG to somehow grab the hold of this tournament.
There is a one chance, and then there is going to be a last chance, because if they want to be at the finals for tomorrow, it's they have to step up and change a little bit.
That's true.
But what to change, I honestly don't know. Maybe the drafts. Maybe they need to pick Melissa first and ban other heroes, and hope they get other heroes that they would like to get.
Yeah,
we'll
I mean, as
definitely
for the combo that we saw, Harley and Melissa, last time Innocent picked Melissa, but this time he went with Ruby, who's a durable front line with heavy CC. But I don't know, do you think they're going to get back to the old combo again, yesterday's combo?
We'll definitely see. It's hard to say, to predict anything. It's all the matter on the drafting stage, and we'll see how they prepare, because we don't get to hear any insider information per se. So no expectancies, but I hope the game will be game 3, because otherwise the game will be quick.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, shout out to Selangor Red Giants, because they played first 4 minutes phenomenally.
Yes.
They got the kills, they got the turtle, they were taking the mid into map control overall.
Yeah.
However, I mean, Onic is just great players, so they nonetheless they got a good net worth lead. We hear that players are getting ready, and so our casters are getting ready. Leo and Naiso, please take it away, guys. Let's get to watch the second game.
Okay, thank you guys again for breaking things down there for game number 1. Again, big shout outs to Ilyas and Heidi for being a part of this. You know, it's been a pleasure. And now going into game 2, we have to make some adjustments. I would say, especially if you're SRG off of that, kind of the way the game unfolded. It was such an extended game, Leo, like this back and forth. And I don't know, maybe we got to start banning the Matilda out.
I'd like to think it's less extended, because let's be honest, Joseph, you and I have been doing this for the better part of a decade. We've seen longer fights. We've seen longer games.
It's a new era.
I think we're just normalizing. Yeah, no, it's such a new space in Mlbb esports that everything that throws back to anything older is weird. So here I am, just with an open mind. I don't want to panic ban anything. If you ask me, there's a world where they just go back to their original bans, because there's a world where SRG actually won game 1.
That's true. I would say, I'm trying to think. If they let the Matilda go, I think they just have to change the order of the draft, or do what we saw yesterday, man, where it was basically a what would I call it? The Filipino ube versus the Turkish delight, right?
Yeah,
because that's what it was. It was a Matilda on one lineup and then a Raphael on the other, right?
Okay.
And so maybe that might be one of the things where it's like, okay, if we see a Matilda, let's just grab a Raf or something else, you know, that can help kind of match up to that.
To be fair, these two teams have gone too deep into the Southeast Asian macro that they can't, I think, based on how they're working, right? On the flip of a dime, switch over to something closer to the Turkish Delight. I think they've, even with Uni, right? Even with the switch up on Uni, even with, you know, Kelra being there, if anything, that makes it worse because Kelra actually spent a good amount of his career in the Filipino macro-centric metagame. So I'd say focus more on the task at hand. And look at that. There's only one band that changed, man. It's just the Paquito. And
Just
then
the Paquito.
everything else stuck. Do we go... Would you? Would you go rent a
Barretts?
blue one Barats or blue one Beleric?
I think that, oh man, I think this is going to be Blue and Barretts. They don't want to give that over to Lupi.
Or Hirara?
Yeah. Oh, that's the tough choice. That's a tough one because even so, Harara like was okay for Uni the last game, right? He was getting some stacks on the Sky Piercer and everything else. He was moved across the map, but I think having a Barretts would actually help them. They just have to be willing to trade that. So, dude, I think you give it over to Cram. You have to take this Barretts from
Okay.
Lupi. Okay, there you go.
But Onic are gonna make it so worth it. They can go Hirara
Beleric.
and Beleric. Exactly. I mean, that's what SRG got in game 1 and still lost, but
Yeah.
Onic knows the tempo. At least Onic now knows this is the kind of game we're playing. It's a slower, more Southeast Asian flavor.
Okay, let's see
Oh, look at this man
if
flexing.
they decide to do that. Yeah. Was that a World Collector? I
There's
can't see it
another
from
rank
here,
now,
man.
Joseph. There's a new
Is there?
rank.
What's the new rank?
It's not what I am. I want to get there.
It's after World Collector?
Yeah.
What Universe Collector? Is that what we're
Let me double check. Right?
What's better than World Collector, man? Like what is the above of World? I would think Universe
Or Galaxy.
or Galaxy. Speaking of Galaxy, Uranus is going to be picked up.
It's in the advanced server, so we don't have it yet.
Oh,
Alright.
okay. We don't have
So
it yet.
man's the
Spoilers,
World
sorry.
Collector. There it is. A galactic warden in Uranus. And the Hirara. Okay, so they wanted an answer to the Barats first. So
Yeah.
Uranus.
Okay, where they go with the Uranus here, so that's fine. The Harara going in the hands of Kyrie. I'd be a little worried if I was SRG because you know, Kyrie, I think he's really excels at the Hirara. Some junglers, you know, do it better than others, but nonetheless, she's still kind of broken, right? I think just the mobility that she has, but that's why the catch is so important. I think that's why Barrett's first pick blue side is actually very valuable here. Not only do you take it out of the hands of Loopy, but it allows you to go ahead and get that potential setup. You alleviate some of the pressure on your roam, and you go with that. Now, they're also going to go ahead and lock in the jungle and the gold lane already by taking up the Harley, which we saw banned previously, and then they get the Brody.
Okay, good amount of burst coming in. You want to be able to take advantage of whoever gets caught in Detna's welcome. Good global presence here. Fans from all over the world in the stadium, supporting their favorite fans, their favorite teams as hardcore fans for Games of the Future. I love it. How does Onic close up? Do they find an answer to the Brody immediately? What else do we have left? Do we want to see... does Keller go fighter again? Is a good question.
Could he go fighter against the Brody? Is that something you'd really want to do? Or maybe he just matches range for range and gets the Clint, unless it's going to be banned out. I think it's funny. Okay, there is a Matilda ban, so that respect is going to come through. But it's interesting, man. Like, I feel like even now, we're seeing... The meta's not changing a bunch, but it's like slightly shifting, right? There are some shifts here happening. I think one of them is like even the Claude. The Claude has kind of been a more of a struggle, right? Because even back in Paris, we saw so much Claude, Moskov, the likes of that, and then eventually some of these other picks started to pick up, like the Melissa, like the Brody, couple fighters sprinkled into there too. But I think in this case, maybe you just go the Clint, unless it's going to be one of these bans from SRG.
The Claude just doesn't fit the whole game plan or the pacing that the Paris meta game once allowed. But now maybe? I don't know. Especially since you have the Brody who kind of waits for that mid-game power spike as well. Loyi gets banned out. Mid is kind of tight. I gotta say it now, mid is kind of tight. If some way, somehow, Selangor or Giants end up with the Eudora in mid, then that's an early game snowball that they're looking at. We might go to game 3.
Okay, I would like the game 3, man, if they can. Louis is interesting. Go with the Louis ban, which I don't think we've seen picked up yet. If it has, it's only probably popped up maybe once or twice, even in the group stage. I'm taking a quick look. But the Louis, being a surprising ban, you're still going to have that last ban here for Onic. See what they decide to go with. They're still honing in on the roam. So,
there it is.
They're going to go for the Eudora.
Yep, right into it. If they let SRG get it, and it doesn't really fit their draft, then even with chunky boys like Belleric and Uranus, they will lose out on that early game pressure. So one more ban for SRG. I think mid is safe. I think both teams are kind of like, okay, whatever's left in mid, we'll play it out.
Okay, the Louis was picked up twice. Okay.
Yeah. Do they force a gold laner now? Do they force a selection of a gold lane? Could that be? I don't know if it's a good idea against Kelra. Kelra has amazing hero pool.
You have just such a hero pool that you can dip into here, man. Like I said, if they want to, maybe they could have gone to Clint, banned it out, but they'll go to Rafaela instead. So, you know, 2 of the heroes that we thought would be picked up, either that Matilda or the Rafaela, or at least the answers to each other, they actually get answered in the draft. There's the Clint. I called it. That Brody was picked up early on, so you might as well play range for range. Clint really helps with that. Again, these are like one of the 2 heroes, too, that usually gets picked up against a Melissa, if that's the case, and they still go with a traditional marksman. But this is also just really helpful because when you have a Brody paired up with a Harley, you know, your whole job is, let me get these marks off. You got that little stun that can come into, but then you have enough safe distance to try to stay away from getting, you know, Wrath of the Dryad or having loot be in your face here if you're innocent. But even so, trying to stay away from Kyrie, man, is something that have to happen. You know, a lot of people out there believe in Onyx going to 2-0 this. Well, SRG, I would say, has a game plan to make sure that doesn't happen.
Astana loves Onic. Wow, Astana is Sonic City. Selangor Giants close off the draft with a Valentina and a Glue. So that mid lane ult stealer goes over to the other side. What does Onic play in mid? What goes into the hands of Sans here?
Is he just going to go Farsa?
Yeah, mid-range is where SRG plays, so maybe, yeah, Farsa with Flicker. Okay, good read. Again, there's very little that can dive through the bodies that Onic are dropping, especially with the additional one in the Eternal Guard. Great read. I'm usually skittish when it comes to Vexana's coming through, but for this one, I'm bullish. I'm all in, man. No hodl.
Don't hodl, no hodl here?
Full send it. Full send it.
She's going to full send the Eternal Guard, man. It's one of the things, though. I remember when it first popped up, the Vexana, a couple times back, even in the wildcard of MSC, we were wondering, you know, what is the purpose of this? What is the logic here behind it, especially with the meta, the way it was forming? It makes sense. Again, being able to utilize the Eternal Guard's little kind of knock up when he summoned down, you know, and then, of course, her kit. And there's some decent poke, too. So the Vexana has really done a lot better over the course of time. But I'm going to lean... I know it's Onyx City out there in Astana, man, but I'm going to lean for SRG. Ooh. I need a game 3 here, Leo.
Okay, well, you could hope. But whenever a Vexana is picked in that spot, it's usually the kill shot. It's usually, we know, save for maybe the first couple of weeks in Paris, but later on, especially now, I don't think Coach Yeb or Coach Chewe would let this slide without it passing their vibe check and getting their permission. Going into game number 2, match point for Onic. SRG have so much to catch up to. I don't know how they're going to find Sans. Or even yet better, Kelra. Because Kelra invested in the Flicker. I'm afraid for SRG. None of them picked up Purify.
Oof. Well... Onic doesn't have to worry about popping any Purifies, man. You know, it's all up to the athletic Flicker, basically, for SRG. We're going to take a little breather here while they get things situated. Again, very important for this one. Best of 3 series. You're facing a match point right now if you're SRG. They want to go ahead and make sure that they have the best playing field. Again, a winner of this series goes to the grand final here tomorrow, which will be our one and only best of 5. Can't wait for that best of 5 to break through because, again, you know, the nature of things change. When you go from, you know, we've gone through it all, man. Best of 1s, we've had best of 2s before in other tournaments. Then you have the best of 3s, which we've been through all for games of the future. Okay. And then you get those best of 7s. Unfortunately, no best of 7, or no best of 7 here. It's just gonna be a best of 5 tomorrow.
Actually, as I push my glasses up close to my face, we haven't experienced everything, Joseph.
What have we not experienced? Best of 9?
Best of 9. We have experienced best of 9, which was done in a couple of seasons in the WSL, the Women's Star League in Indonesia. In an attempt to take down now Team Vitality, they tried to do best of 9s in the finals. Back into this one, though, conjecture out the window. Keyboy put down to a 5th of his health. Him and Humes can just do this forever, especially if Keyboy can punch someone after he gets his second skill going.
Okay, well, at least no one goes down. This is what we kind of expected, though. You know, like these first beginning exchanges in the mid lane. That doesn't happen here, so Turtle still a bit away, 30 seconds from now. But if we think about when these level 4s come online, and Stormy is able to go ahead and take one of the ultimates, there's a couple, I would say, there's room for him to most likely be the Wrath of the Giant, but even take his own Eternal Guard. You know, I think that can actually really help the crowd control for SRG if they want to go ahead and try to find, you know, if it's Kelra. Again, once a flicker is burned for Kelra, then maybe you can, that's how you catch him. And so it might be up to you to be like, okay, I got to go burn that flicker from Kelra.
For sure. Speed is the name of the game for Selamat Giants. It's a very small window that they can actually do that. Massive Detna's welcome coming in. Throw him into the wall. Keyboy does survive it even after eating a deadly magics. But Humes ensures that the job is finished. Selamat Giants draw first blood and go straight to the turtle. They're pushing Lutpi back. Again, I told you, Joseph, speed is the name of the game.
And that speed is in the form of a dinosaur right now. It's in the form of that Barrett's. And this is what we talked about. I mean, he didn't even have to burn the flicker there, but think about the distance again that a Barrett's can cover when Tone is welcome, flicker combo. I don't know too many heroes that can get away from that unless they burn a battle spell, or at least they really try to dodge that. So that's something why I was saying, you know, these Barrett first side blue pick Barretts are so strong. They're so deadly. We saw Lutpi do this multiple times, so why not take a page out of the book of Onic? Here it is again.
One! No way! Detna's welcome after the flicker, stuns 2 and takes him down as well. Selamat Giants are on a roll. And off of the back of a singular pick, you were just singing the praises of this duo, Joseph. Barats.
He just said, let me show you one and do it better than the last time, man. This time throwing it into an opponent to get the stun off. Onic kind of shell-shocked right now, man. I feel like they don't have much of an answer.
Flicker forward, plus an Eternal Guard. Take that, Stormy. Did not get to respond. Athletic Flicker, not found. So I think Onic is showing them that it takes 2 to tango. If you want to play hardball, I'm game. Comes in with a offensive forward flicker. But I think that's one thing that shows Onic learned their lesson. Maybe now they want to keep Sans at a safe distance. That second combo, that second double kill for Cram, well, for SRG, shouldn't have happened if Sans wasn't in the vicinity. So maybe protect yourself a little more, and then Onic can find their footing.
Yeah, I'd like to take, I wish we could take a look at the items here too, just to see where the gold laners are at currently, because they've been in their own world, as expected. You know, trying to get the best here before they start to pop off. You can see the Blade of Hephaestus already is secured by Innocent. I'm not sure what Kelra decided to go here on the Clint right away, but we will see as the second turtle is up. There we go. So he's got Endless Battle. So he finished that. Now they're going to fight for this turtle.
Humes on the conceal, looking to take the mount on the Sans. Turtle at less than half health right now. Sans still holding on to his ult. Kyrie looking for way in. Flicker!
Oh,
the Dryads coming through, but Uni still secures. Now a massive Detna's welcome, but plus the mount coming through. And Onic looking for that re-engage. Keyboy eats a face full of deadly magic, still survives. SRG could not end him. And just like that, Onic are able to at least keep it at deadlock despite being down almost 2K.
Yeah, that looked really dicey. Oh, up top. I don't know. Okay, I thought they got really close to getting Cram there. And it was, you know, that was like a slow motion action movie right there. The Daytona's welcome was charged up. He went right for Kairi, and Kairi just iframed it on the Hirata to stay alive. But I think this is the difficult part, right? Loopy and also Keyboy, they need to get tanky enough to kind of survive those interactions. Keyboy barely surviving. Again, on this Belric, your biggest strength is setting up with that Wrath of the Dryad, having that little taunt interaction too. But, you know, once that expended, you're kind of just hanging around, you know?
Okay.
So it's like, you need to be tanky enough.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I think that's one of the keys to SRG actually winning the first 5 minutes is they're basically locking Lutpi out of his main job, which is to block the Barats. Now in comes Onic, they pop Yumes, and Lutpi did it! Lutpi successfully did it, Joseph! He blocked 3! He was playing man-to-man defense on 3 men!
Yeah, this feels bad whenever every single time you see that Uranus in front of you and you're just like, how? How do we get past this galactic type of whatever he is, creature? You know, because he's just so tanky. He's so tanky, and at the same time, if you kind of spend too much time around him, you're going to take damage. Cram, get the taunt. Keyboy's up there. They just want to go ahead and keep this turret up. They'll do just that. But now Onic, what they've been able to do is kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. Kairi's going to get spotted out there, respecting what can happen. You look at the full pullback here from Kelra, though. He knows SRG's trying to make a move.
Kelra! Did he flicker or did we just
he just bowled
ricochet that? He dodged it. Oh my lord, it's Kelra and Kairi outdoing each other with mechanics.
Brother just bowled, man. I thought he burned the flicker too, and now third turtle's up.
So this is 2 turtles going over to SRG. One last could be up for grabs for Onic. Lutpi again, man-to-man defense on 3 men.
Oh,
Turtle at about half. Oh, Yumes gets caught out. Eternal Guard and everything but the kitchen sink thrown at him. Kairi looking to find rage, and he does it! Secures the final turtle, and now Stormy gets popped. Kairi gets a stack. Onic not done, pushing Innocent back. Oh, this Brody don't want none of this. He picks up the Sky Piercer. Could finish the job, has a couple of stacks on Keyboy. Does not press the torn apart memory. But Kairi finds Uni after committing Grand Theft Orange. Oh, Kairi is such a bad boy.
Such a dangerous man. I can already see the crowd waving their 2-0 signs right now for Onic. Again, there's so many fans out there for Kairi, and they're seeing him put on a show on the Hirata. Oh, up top though, Kelra.
Kelra gets mounted and hit with a torn apart memory, but off camera, we barely catch a couple of kills on SRG, the punish. Usually when a gold laner dies, it's no bueno, but this time, as they say in Kazakhstan, Rahmet, I'll take that deal any day, twice on Saturdays. Purple, secured at least by Yumes. It went from worse to bad.
It did. I don't think you want that purple buff on Yumes, man, but you know what? Maybe it can help them go ahead and set something up through this, because SRG, they're not too far behind. It's not the back foot that they're on. Backs aren't against the wall or anything like that, but Leo, it's reminding me of what we saw maybe a week or so ago with Kelra. The reaction times, I know he just died up there, but the reaction times are something that you always have to take note of. Whether he's flickering, whether he's just using the kit of the hero, it makes it so difficult to crash down on Kelra. And that's why SRG has to kind of commit a lot of resources to make sure that Kelra isn't there. He is starting to scale up here. He's got the Berserker's Fury and the Endless Battle now for that Clint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same issue with Sans. You have to consider, how do we find this main source of damage while still keeping our own essential kit for the re-engage? That's the problem SRG are dealing with right now. That's what put them about 2,000 gold behind. Onic are first to the Lord pit. Lord at a third of its health. Cram looking for a good target. Lutpi on his tail. They're not allowing him to find it. Oh, but they do get Kelra! Oh, poof, throws him into the wall. Stolen. Eternal Guard turns it around. Down goes the gold standard. Kairi finds Cram. And Kairi gets another stack. 404. That's not found. Kairi looking to dodge around. Lutfi put down to 1/8 of his health. The mount on a Keyboy. Keyboy gets taken down by Innocent. And now they find sweet revenge on a Yumes. Kairi gets another stack. Make it 5. Onic do stop Selangor Giants from turning it into a conversion. Lord still standing.
Yep, so they stall at the Lord here. A really good fight, though, honestly, for SRG until they had to deal with Kairi. This is one of the things you usually see. When we've seen a fully stacked Hirara, it's because of the patience, right? The patience to be able to get stacks. Okay, Lute. Oh! Cutting it close.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Kelra flickers back. You won't get me twice, not in a minute. And Kairi looking to take down Cram with the kind of burst that Kelra has, and those stacks should be possible, but yeah, they turn over to the Lord.
They go for the Lord. Let's see if they delay it.
Massive combo from Onic. They take down two. Yuns and Cram take a nap as Kairi is one away from the max Skypiercer stacks. Oh, he's really bad now.
Oh, man, Leo. He's looking to be as bad as he can be. Almost fully stacked. This is going to be a Lord take here, but this is the problem, man. Look at this. Again, items fall in place. Lord secured. Loopy will keep things together. And it's crazy because Loopy, he's just got an Oracle Radiant Armor and Chastise Pauldron, but that's keeping him tanky enough to not die and just stay in the front side. I mean, we've seen him get relatively close to dying, but this is, you know, the Uranus is just kind of a hassle to deal with. Now, Cram, he's gotten some good Daytona's welcomes. They've gotten some decent fights for SRG, but the problem is not only getting through Lootby, but trying to catch Kairi. It's almost like they have to pay too much attention. Do we go for Kelra? Do we commit to Kelra, or do we commit to Kairi? It's like choosing what you want to eat tonight, you know? And that's a big problem for SRG to get through.
Sounds like a first world problem, but it's not just that. They're also thinking about Sans. And all this while, there's this big, massive tree walking up, and whatever the hell Uranus is. Not to mention, he's the only Purify holder, which also, get this, gets rid of Brody's stacks. So even Innocent can't deal with Lootby, even if he stood underneath his ult.
Yeah, really good clear on the Lord, though, at least. We'll see if Onic gets some tier 2 turrets. That might be all they get. SRG's playing really carefully just to not get caught. Their side of the jungle. They've got the waves pushing in, but they're really well handled. So maybe, again, silver lining in this, SRG doesn't have to lose too much off that Lord take that Onic got. It's more down to, again, a fight. They're going to just hold this orange buff hostage. It looks like Keyboy. But the welcome.
Detna's welcome. Cram throws him right into the wall. Lootby, though, happy to take it. Didn't even use the Purify. And Kairi and the rest of Onic punish him. Keyboy with a... Rather, the Dryads holds him down, but pays the price, falls alongside Sans. So, despite Onic having really good footwork, they have to respect the damage SRG has. 3v4 Yuns holding Kairi and Kelra down, forcing him back. Yeah, Onic have to find neutral again. They can't do it without Sans or Keyboy.
Yeah, they're going to have to back off here. That was really good positioning from Yuns, though. You know, he waited patiently in that brush, saw an opening for Sans, went right to him. And so they were able to go ahead and split up. And that might be the kind of the game plan here for SRG as the fights break out, where, you know, someone's going to play this waiting game. Go from the back line, put pressure. Again, we mentioned this in the beginning of the game where it's like, all right, we have to pop the flicker from Kelra, or at least put enough pressure on Sans where the Eternal Guard might be dropped down early, so it can't be that setup that's been working for Onic so well. So amidst it all, SRG keeps things kind of under control.
Interesting why Lootby decided to pop the consecration there. I think he felt there was a fight about to break out. And I'm not sure if that Detna's welcome attempt was exposed to Onic, but alas, both teams are just playing the map, clearing what needs to be cleared so that they're ready to dance.
With Lord being up, both teams getting in position. It looks like there was some pressure there towards Uni's buff just to see maybe if he could get the retribution out, but it doesn't happen. Oh, Cram gets
spotted out by Kairi.
Oh, he doesn't have stacks.
No, he doesn't. He goes for Detna's welcome. No one home. He's a tiny little baby dinosaur. And he gets popped here, Kairi. Max stacks making the most of it. Lootby survives. Double ults, deadly magic, and torn apart memory. SRG are down a man. They can't even contest. I'm not so sure this is a good idea, Joseph.
Oh, big stack.
Oh, they take down Patrick's star. This is no good, SpongeBob. And the Lord goes straight to Onyx's side, putting him in a black and yellow jersey.
I don't know who I feel more bad for. Patrick Star, the glue, or just a small Barats without stacks, man. Feels like, you know, you almost feel bad for him trying to run away from Kairi.
He was minuscule.
Oh, 10-0-4 right now for the Hirara in the hands of Kyrie. Again, he wanted to put on a show for all the fans out there of Onic. Well, Kyrie is doing just that. I don't know if they're going to go ahead and cap off this game with this Lord push, but SRG, oh, they got to be careful here.
Oh no, he's tiny again. Oh,
Get
Onic,
stacks,
no.
Cram.
Yep, Onic know that Cram needs to build up, so they're taking all of the chances to deny him the stacks. Here we go, he's catching up. He's a medium-sized Barats right now. It's a matter of holding it down. I think he's at max stacks as we speak. But again, time it out. He's starting to shrink. Look.
Yeah, he's got to get and Keyboy has been doing a good job at kind of keeping him away too from these minions, so he can maintain stacks. But as long as he hits the heroes too, it should be fine. But the Lord is now down bottom. Keyboy with a conceal.
Oh, massive Eternal Guard. Down goes Yums. Cram here, approaching max stacks, still holding on to Detna's welcome. Turret down bottom has already been cracked, so there's pressure on their base. Lord still standing, wails away at the mid lane inhibitor a couple times. Sans forcing Uni back, point blank card trick. Onic are taking it slow here. Stolen EG, help him push back, but Keldor takes it down quick.
I think they just want to get this turret, so another wave needs to be pushing in here. So right now, SRG does a pretty good job, I'd say. Now that they've dealt with 2 Lords being secured by Onic, they only lose 1 base turret, so that's not bad. It's just the main thing of, again, not getting caught in this position where it converts to a couple kills to Onic. They still don't have an answer for this fully stacked Kyrie Hirara. Oh, look at this positioning. Is Uni going to try to make a play?
Okay, so Detna's welcome, finds one. It's Keyboy, but Kyrie takes down Innocent first. And Kelra gets taken down. Cram finds his man, but Kyrie wants to finish the job. Finds Yum, gets a double, and now Sans survives. Just like that, they're down to 2. Uni needs to go home to defend. Stormy, this is a lost cause. Kyrie finds him. Gets to, I can't believe it, 14 kills.
Oh, man.
14 kills on Kyrie right now, and I'm not sure Uni can defend.
Oh, another one. Leo, that looks like it's going to be it. Onic will make it happen here. The fans in the crowd can cheer because it's going to be a sweep against SRG to get to the grand final once again for another shot at the championship of Games of the Future 2026.
One step closer to a rematch. Just like that. Onic. What understanding of the metagame and their own playstyle too.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
Very impressive, man. Again, probably one of the best games, if not the best, that we've seen from Hirata. They're going to go ahead and just walk into the grand finals with a sweep. Not expecting that, but they're feeling pretty good about it too. And that was a really tough one for Selangor Red Giants. Again, GG's well played to them as they will go down to the 3rd place match tomorrow to see who they'll face up again. Again, smiles on the face for Onic. You know, it was a good fight. I felt like it was a really good fight until you couldn't solve the problem of the Hirara fully stacked, and that's kind of what we've seen in this meta. But again, hopefully we get to hear some insights over on the panel later on. But for now, we are going to be taking it over to a quick break before we head on to our next match.
Welcome aboard Air Astana. Our airplane flies into the realm of dreams. Relax, as if at home, with satisfied reflection throughout your flight. You will rest and regain curiosity for new discoveries and encounters. After all, dreams are also part of the journey.
That is Buses Speedy. Got a smartphone absolutely free. That is Buses Speedy. Hooked it up and no longer problems with home internet.
Get home internet and a smartphone for free with a premium family plan.
Get ready for school with WB. WB, all you need for classes and breaks with try-on and payment on delivery.
And welcome back here. We're once again, we already know that our first grand final is here, and it's Team Onic. I mean, the team hasn't lost a single map for entire tournament. And you guys know what? We have a great guest here, Killer and Kyrie from Team Onic. Welcome guys.
Hello, thank you.
Congrats both of
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome you guys. Welcome.
I mean, what was that? Unstoppable. You're not stopping anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole team is going without losing anything at all till this point. And you only got one more game to win, and then you're there at the top.
Yes.
The finals. Right, that was a huge, I mean, this is an unstoppable team that we are talking about here. And of course, we got Kyrie and Kelroy right here. I mean, you've been going as a proper duo. You've been setting up, I mean, Kelroy's been setting up the kills, getting ready for Kyrie to finish it off. I mean, that was a good move right there. And also, let me talk about the draft. I mean, Kyrie went with Hirara in the second one. But that was actually already planned because Uni took the Hirara in the first one.
Yeah, actually, I didn't do anything with the drafts. It was all our coach, and yeah, we're just there to play. Me and Kara are just there to play and do our best.
Great job, both of them.
Shout out to Onic's coach. Because of you, your players got into the grand finals. Congratulations once again. You guys were the return champions, and you guys are here to defend your title. Now I have a question to you, both of you guys. And I mean, Kyrie already said that he wants to see Aurora. What about you, Kelra?
Aurora, I want to see Aurora in Grand Finals.
You like to see Aurora as well? I have a random question. How to beat you guys?
You can ask Team Spirit.
Yeah.
You can ask Team Spirit? I mean, they're all gone.
Oh, yeah.
But nonetheless, great job once again. Kara, is it your first time in Kazakhstan?
First time in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time. How do you like it? How is the country for you?
I like the weather and food here in Kazakhstan. I really like it.
You really like it? That's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. I mean, you guys showed your unstoppable play all around the world and coming back through, right? Who does the short calling during the game?
Sino shot caller?
Our shot caller is Sans and Keyboy.
Okay.
Sans and Keyboy? Nice, nice.
Shout out to Sans and Keyboy.
Shout out to Sans and Keyboy.
Of course, I mean, it's a team match. I mean, it's a team play at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, great performance, both of you. And you got anything else to check with them? I mean, we got the possible champions. I mean, you only got one more game to win, and you're up there with the trophy. But yeah, good luck for the next one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hopefully see you again tomorrow after we win.
Yes, we're looking forward for that.
Any last words before you guys go to any Filipino fans out there, any SA fans out there?
Thank you for our fans here in Kazakhstan, and thank you for supporting us. Keep supporting us tomorrow.
Sounds good. That was Killer and Kyrie from Team Onic. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and good luck tomorrow once again. Take care. Thank you very much for your time. That was Killer and Kyrie. Yeah, nonetheless, we got our first finalist here at the Jack Peugeot Arena. Now we know who is going to play tomorrow for our grand trophy of 315,000 USD dollars for the first place. That's
a big money, and I would say Onic is this close to getting there and grabbing it. And in the meantime, we have the highlights up on the screen. We are seeing almost like 7 minutes. That was a very tight fight between both. I think for this one also, I mean, SRG went really hard initially. I mean, the first couple of minutes, and then Onic actually took hold of the game around this time, as we are seeing on the screen, around 7 minutes, and then Onic was on a roll going forward. I mean, I really like how Kyrie and Kelra actually played together. Like, that was a power duo, I would say. I mean, Kelra was setting up everything for Kyrie to finish off. I mean, Kelra, I believe the last time I checked, Kelra had around 6 or 7 at the minimum for the assist, and Kyrie, like, huge kill number as well. So I mean, we're gonna have the stats up on the screen, but while we watch highlights, I mean, you can see around 10 minutes Onic is still going non-stop, right?
Yeah, I mean, the fight was non-stop. Selangors were showing the promising results. I mean, they were close to show Onic the great game of Mlbb, but unfortunately they are not going to be the finalists here. But they'll and they're not out. You know, they'll be playing. This is the first team who are gonna play tomorrow for the 3rd place at our beautiful Ejector Arena here in beautiful Astana. Yeah, now we see Onic and Selangor. Like I said, Selangor, in my opinion, is the closest team to beat Onic. And to be fair with you, if Selangor is now out, I honestly think Onic has got it, to be honest. And we'll see how Aurora is going to play against the Bigatron by Vitality, but nonetheless, Onic is now hard favorite to get the trophy.
Indeed. I mean, Kyrie was on a non-stop roll, just as the team itself, Onic. I mean, they've been on a roll so far. I mean, as you can see, around 17-minute mark, they had almost double the kills compared to Selangor Red Giants, and that was a pure chaos right there, as you can see it on the map. And I mean, big shout out. And also, it's interesting to see that Mlbb actually stayed with Uranus for this game as well. They were asking, he didn't make any changes for this one, while Kyrie actually took Uni's hero, Hirata, for this one. But I mean, at the end of the day, Onic won, and they are still unbeatable or unbeaten now. We still don't know, because there's still one more game to go.
It's not even unbeatable. they can't lose a single map, man. And we see Kyrie with 15 kills, man. 15-0-4 at this game of Mlbb. 15 kills at the. You're getting 15 kills on a game for the grand finals for $1 million. I mean, with this performance, I mean, you're more happy to just enjoy it. I mean, what can you do?
Of course, and Kelra, he did set up 10 assists for the team. I mean, that's commendable. Half of the kills, let's say. I mean, he had the assist for that. Great play by all of them, and also they've been shouting out for their teammates as well. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a team play, and the whole team played really well to get to that end of that game. But let's not forget, SRG really did put up a fight. They did their best to get out there and then somehow get to the end. But I mean, at the end of the day, as Steelborg always says, I mean, there can only be one winner, right?
There can be one winner, and honestly, losing actually was also beneficial, because you're losing and getting experience and getting to know where it needs to be work and to be unbeatable, just like the team Onic. I mean, if you want to be a great team like that, you need to first meet up with a couple of losses in order to be a champion. And the champion is our Freedom Bank for sponsoring this general tournament, and we appreciate them so much. Because of them, this whole Mlbb wasn't possible, and thank you very much, Freedom, once again for making this possible. Moving forward, I mean, did you see this guy, Kyrie? He has 15 kills, 0 deaths, and 4 assists out of 20 kills. I mean, he's at 95% of kill participation. He missed only 1 single kill that he wasn't even assisting or getting a kill for. I mean, what an absolute Chad here, Kyrie. Also, in real life, he's a very calm and humble guy. An awesome performance here on the Kyrie and the whole Onic squad. Moving forward, congratulations to them for making it to the grand finals. They're champions for the reason, and we'll see how they can defend their title here in beautiful country and the beautiful city of Astana, and we get to know that.
That's true. I mean, up next we got the Aurora versus Bigatron coming up next. That's the only thing that's left for today to see how that goes. As you can see, the picture is on the screen right now. We have the results for the first semifinals done now. We have Onic scored against SRG. Onic has won both of the games, and now we're going to be heading next to Aurora versus Bigatron. And of course, after that, we are heading to the finals tomorrow, the grand finals everybody's been waiting for. And also, we can see the fan base right here on the in the arena. I mean, today's been really alive, right? I mean, it's been chaotic on the play field. At the same time, it was very energetic and very high energy right here vibes in the arena.
100%. I mean, people are here to watch great games of Mobile Legends, and people here are just happy to see everything. And also shout out to Cast Sync for sponsoring phygital fighting here also in beautiful Astana. It's in a different arena as well. Take a look. Thank you very much, Cast Sync, for making this possible and sponsoring this event and making this tournament possible as well. And moving forward, I mean, now we have one finalist, we have one team who's gonna be at the third one, and as you were mentioning, Bigatron by Vitality, they came back yesterday. Came back yesterday. They lost first game to a team of Pro Esports.
Yeah.
And they pulled it off from game number 2 and 3. So we'll see if they can actually be a grand finalist.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember the first game yesterday with Bigatron and Pro Esports, that was a 20+ minutes match. I mean, that was also one long game that we had right there yesterday. They really fought really hard, and also that was a very critical fight because they got the first match, and then the Pro got the first match. Bigatron took the second, and of course then Bigatron finished it up, and then moving to the semifinals, that is for today. Really good game yesterday, I would say. I mean, they came really close for the first one, for the win with the Pro, but then they had Pro really had a lead too. But I mean, at the end of the day, third game, Bigatron just took it. Bigatron by Vitality. We are really excited to see how that's going to turn out today here at the semifinals, and if they are really going to make their way to the finals tomorrow. And of course, Aurora. If Aurora wins, I mean, we are repeating the same pattern that we had last year for 2025 Games of the Future. We're going to be basically copy-pasting the finals for this year of the Games of the Future from 2025. Do you think that's going to happen?
No, not copy-paste yet, because we don't know if the Aurora is going to win, because Aurora were also in the break-off elimination against Team Falcons, and the Team Falcons got a good fight. Even Aurora wins this the match, right? The next is going to be Aurora against Onic, and I mean the team, we got Pago saying twice that he wants to meet them specifically, and they wants to be 3-0 sweep. I honestly don't think so, but we'll definitely see how it's going to know. How it's going to end up. I mean, we definitely get to see Vitality as well. I mean, as game progresses, they played it well. Bigatron by Vitality, and we'll get to see how are they ready to surprise us and surprise everybody and surprise Aurora, and can they actually win Aurora?
Yes, true. And looking at yesterday games, even Aurora had probably the longest game that we have had in this tournament. I mean, their third match against the Falcons yesterday, we were looking at a 27-minute match yesterday, 27-minute game. I mean, that was long. That was really long. I mean, that was fought between both of the teams really well. But I mean, that match, Sigibam took the MVP, and but they had a really good lead when it came to the win on the third match yesterday, where Aurora actually took the win with a 21-10 score. But that was a good lead, but that went way too long, right?
I mean, it takes forever because they're here playing for the $1 million, and they're here to win and do their best. I mean, unfortunately, Falcons are out and Pro Esports are out, and they're not getting, they're not having the same chance that the team of SRG is having right now at the moment. Yes, they are out, but they're not eliminated from the tournament yet because they'll be playing tomorrow for the third game. And we have a wonderful video about getting to know a little bit more of the teams, and let's get to introduce each other.
The games of the future are a very challenging ordeal. It is a competition aimed at evaluating performance both at the digital and physical stages, which encourages strong ambitions, drive, and spirit. Today, though, we have gathered our athletes to take a quick break and try out Kazakh national delicious fried dough snack that is often enjoyed in the Central Asian region. What do our athletes think about it?
영어로 할래. 야미. 야미. 오. 진짜 맛있다.
Fluffy inside, fried.
We love to see these reactions from our participants. Let's move on to Gent. It is a sweet dish made from roasted millet, butter, and sugar. This yummy snack usually cooked on holidays and special occasions.
It is very good.
Man, this dish is absolutely enjoyed by everyone who tried it. Now, our participants will try out Court, dry, hard cheese, often formed into balls or chunks. Let's check out these reactions.
You were pretty strong, man. It's very fried as well.
These reactions were absolutely awesome. Let's move on to Kuimuz. This traditional Central Asian drink is made from fermented mare's milk, and it holds deep cultural significance to nomadic cultures.
Pour me up 5 glasses. I'm trying to get wasted.
Thank you so much, guys. Good luck on the tournaments.
I'm gonna take this and then I don't even have water.
What do you say?
Asbolsen.
I would say that was a very cool video that we just watched there. I mean, the teams were trying out traditional food and drinks. I mean, that was really cool. We are feeling thirsty and hungry at the moment watching that. But that was very interesting to see the reactions, as they said, as we saw. But again, up next coming up is Aurora versus Bigatron by Vitality. So, and make sure you get all these details of the teams and the match and the schedules. Make sure you check out our official website. It's right up there on the screen, astana2026.gofuture.game. Do not forget to check that website out, because we are nearing to the final games of all the disciplines that remains here in the Games of Future 2026 here in Astana. But let's do not forget, I mean, there is one guy that we actually forgot to mention, or I don't know, TNZ from Aurora. I mean, what a performance he have had so far, right?
Yeah,
Killer performance.
TNZ is always there on top of the killing scoreboards. He's always there, true killer in a game, of course.
Yeah.
In a game of Mlbb. He's been playing phenomenally.
Yes.
I mean, he's been doing great and amazing. We'll see how he's going to do against the team of Bigatron by Vitality, and we'll see if his streak continues and if he's good to do the same way against Team Onic. And we see here Lunar, TNZ, Rosa, Pagu, and Sigibom. Yesterday we got Pagu twice. No, not only yesterday, day after before as well. On a day 1 and day 2, he's been giving all the interview. I've seen Rosa a lot also lately. He's doing a job from the backside, and he was doing very well actually.
True. And also, I'm also looking forward to see how Sigibon performs today as well, because he grabbed 2 MVPs yesterday in one single day for the first map and the third map yesterday that they played with FLC, the Falcons. But we have the team roster right here. Bigatron by Vitality on the screen now. Shogun, Niall actually got the MVP yesterday as well, and Iman, Finn, and Moreno. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the next match is going to go. But of course, this wouldn't be possible without Freedom. I mean, we are all enjoying Mlbb here in Astana for Games of the Future, presented by Freedom, this specific discipline. So do not forget to just give them a shout out for all these things, everything, making all these things happen. But yeah, Bigatron versus Aurora up next, coming up. I mean, the players are getting ready, everybody, the referees are getting ready, the stage is getting ready, even the audience is tightened on their seats. I mean, we are having quite some audience here today.
Yeah, man, it's a great audience, it's a great game, it's a great people here, everybody at Mlbb's discipline, at the Game of the Future here in beautiful Astana. It's just we're all thrilled to experience what's going to happen and who's going to join the team of Onic at the grand finals, and who's going to join the team of SLRG for the 3rd place here. We'll definitely take a look. I mean, everybody's thinking it's from my experience, everybody's thinking Aurora is going to do there, and we'll be seeing the finals of the last year. But we are in the 2026. This is not 2025, you guys, and we'll see how Bigatron by Vitality can surprise us, surprise people, and maybe we may get to see 3 games in total, and might be they're gonna lose the first game just like they did before, and they're gonna come back on the game number 2 and game number 3. And that all we can watch on the Phygital games, guys. And the Phygital-plus.com, you can see everything. All the games there is. There might be all the disciplines there is. There could be Dota, there could be CS, there could be basketball, football, what is it called? Digital shooting, the fighting, the dance, everything is over there. Everything is available. Check it out and stay tuned.
Came back and grabbed the final win, the 3rd win on the games best of 3. They got a huge lead for Bigatron. The 3rd game was 16 against 3 for esports. I mean, with nailed the MVP for that game as well. So I think towards the end, as we see all the teams, 3rd game, they actually grabbed it in a very huge way, with Aurora actually pushing it 27 minutes. And I mean, at the end, Falcons actually went against Aurora. They went for a purple of steel, but I mean, they really got punished at the end, and Aurora took the win. We are yet to see, because we are looking at 2 very strong teams going against each other head-to-head at this arena up next. So interesting, and we are really thrilled to see who's going to go into the finals, right? And of course, let's not forget, make sure you check the Center Credit online banking app. Download that, because making your life finances, your personal finances easier with the banking app, Center Credit. Let's give a big shout out to Center Credit. We have the QR code up on the screen to make it easier. Make sure you scan that, download the app, and go ahead, use your finances wisely. And up next, we're going to find out who's going to win, right?
Yeah. I think you're already more leaning towards the Aurora Gaming, I would say. I would like to see close game. I would like to see three matches, and hopefully they're gonna be tight to each other, just like the games that they played before in day 2, because there was close between Pro Esports and the team that they were playing before, and that will be interesting to take a look how Aurora is going to, because Aurora were facing Falcons. That wasn't close per series, I would say. Definitely we'll see how they're gonna do. And I would like to also mention for you guys to get your tickets at Freedom Ticket On. There's a QR code, and again, Freedom, thank you very much for making everybody's life easier with their tickets, and thank you very much for sponsoring this tickets, and make sure everybody to get tickets before we're getting out of the tickets, because there's going to be the last 2 days here at beautiful Jack Arena. Moving forward, there is a different changes now in the draft. Yeah, there's more difference. I get to see Melissa is getting banned lately.
Okay, yeah.
Valentina is up there as well at the top of the leaderboards on Heroes. Baratza, now it's the 3rd
Yeah.
It was the first one. Now the Harley's on the 4th, and then Balearic got into the top 5 of the pickable heroes.
Wow, that's the top metas for at the moment.
At the moment here at the Game of the Future. Yes, at the Game of the Future, yes. And you know, surprisingly, Valentina with the 12 wins and 18 losses, so meaning 40% of win rate, but it's the top 2 hero and most pickable hero here. I kind of don't understand that because the hero has been losing more than winning, but the teams think differently. And they've been picking Valentina often. Also, like to point out on Balearic, because Balearic has 9 wins and 15 losses, so meaning 37% of win rate. Nonetheless, I would like to also mention our partner, beautiful Sven. Thank you very much, Sven, for gifting our finalists. So Onic now is going to receive a gift from the Sven, the beautiful premium audio headsets and the sets overall. Thank you very much, Sven, for doing that, and you guys are awesome. Thank you very much once again, and yeah.
Great job with the partners as well. I mean, we are all waiting to see what's going to happen. There is also one player which I really would love to see how he performs. Iman from Bigatron.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was the MVP for the second game, and also the third game he was a big part because towards the end he was the one who actually went for the crystal at the base. When I mean, it is of course a team play. I mean, everybody else did the setup, but Iman actually went back to back for the crystal and finished it off in the last final map of yesterday for Bigatron against Pro Esports. So
100%. I mean, Iman, I've seen people were having their banners and their notes on Iman and supporting actually Iman. There were so many fans of Iman personally. And yesterday I would like to also point out Moreno. Moreno was playing phenomenally. He was actually popping off as well as TNZ. So we'll definitely see the matchup between TNZ and Moreno. It would be interesting to take a look at. So on the heroes parts, I mean, Harley and Melissa still are at 64-63% of win rate. There've been 17 wins and 10 losses for Harley, and 20 wins and 11 losses for Melissa. So people started to ban Melissa nowadays. I've noticed that personally. Watching the games itself, the draft itself, people are starting to ban Melissa more and start to not giving Melissa right away, because we've seen teams picking Melissa as the first pick, and people couldn't really make a proper counter against Melissa.
True, and of course, before we jump into the next game, we have a cool video about and with Aurora Gaming. Let's take a look at that and get to know the team better.
We're still at the Games of the Future, and now it's time to meet a team that's become one of the biggest names in the cyber sports field over the past few years. Aurora Gaming is known for their aggressive playstyle, insane team fights, and the ability to turn even the toughest games around. The roster brings together experienced players from Southeast Asia, and they've already proved they can compete with the best teams in the world, whether it's a regional league or an international stage. Aurora always comes ready to fight. Today, we've got a chance to ask the guys a couple of questions and find out what's going on behind the screens. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm Lunar from Aurora Gaming.
Welcome to the Games of the Future. How would you describe Aurora Gaming in one word?
Aggressive.
That's impressive. Next, the hero that represents you.
Benedetta. She's like solo. She's like solo. Yeah.
Interesting. That teammate you would trust in a 1v5 situation?
In a 1v5 situation, I would trust Pago for sure.
So, we have a shoulder to rely on. That's awesome. What is your biggest strength as a player?
Aggressiveness.
That's so cool. Name one team you always want to beat.
Right, currently Onic Indonesia, because they beat us last MSC.
They better be aware. And when you face a strong opponent, do you focus more on their weaknesses or on improving your own game?
No, when we are facing good enemy, we're just playing normal. We don't care who the enemy is.
We see you guys are tough. What is the hardest challenge a professional player has to overcome that fans don't see?
I think the hardest part is not the gameplay, the mental part. Like maintaining your mentality is the hardest part.
Thanks for the answer. Finally, do you have a message to Aurora fans around the world?
Thanks for all of the Aurora fans that's supporting us. Keep supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you guys. As we can see, Aurora Gaming did not come here to lose. The team is a true example of dedication and fierce spirit. Let's see where it will take them. Good luck to Aurora team.
That was Aurora Gaming for you right there, and we were having some Q&A with Luna from Aurora Gaming. I mean, interesting to see their perspectives as well. And twice he mentioned about aggressiveness, I mean, as a strength of the team and also him as a player. So I think the whole team is going to be very aggressive. I mean, if they ever get to, I mean, we are actually going to the next game with Aurora. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of aggressiveness in the next game, possibly.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the key point what you were saying is about the player. Like, the question was, who does he trust the most on the team, and in the hardest situation he trusts is Pagu. So the Pagu yesterday, he was actually playing phenomenally on Matilda, and after his performance, people started to pick Matilda more and actually getting wins on Matilda. So maybe Pagu actually showed a couple strats on Matilda per se, and that way people started to enforce her over, and it would be interesting to see if Pagu is going to play Matilda again, or I mean, the other team, opposite team, is going to ban Matilda. I mean, Bigatron by Vitality, maybe they're just gonna ban the Pagu's Matilda.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, we can't say which one is going to come up. I mean, this all depends on how they are planning, plus how the other team is forcing them to pick certain heroes or not to pick certain heroes. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to come about. And also there was this question that asked with Luna, like, what's the toughest part of any game? So he answered, I mean, I think that really resonates with everyone. Like, it's being calm in those really stressful situations during the game. I mean, that's not easy as a pro player, is it? I mean, as a coach, you know that better.
For sure. And also I'd like to point out his point. He said that he mentioned that he doesn't really care. No, not he. The whole team doesn't really care who their opponent is, and they will just play normal. So if they say that, all right, but what about if you guys are playing against Onic? Because you guys kind of care to play against Onic, right? We'll definitely see if they will manage to get to play against Onic or not, because if they would like to see Onic, they have to. They absolutely must to win this series today. And we'll see if they can manage to win the Bigatron by Vitality or not.
That's true. The next drafting is going to be a very crucial part of how the play is going to come about, but it's not limited to that too. I mean, drafting is a huge part of any game, and deciding how any games go forward against a certain other opponent. But at the same time, drafting is one part, but at the same time, the heroes that they pick and the players, how they play with those heroes, how they use them to their advantage is another story as well. So I think it has to be very conjunctional. They have to work hand in hand about the picking, the banning, the draft phase, and also on the map, how do they play and use their abilities, and how they use their certain heroes and their strengths to on the map. So let's see how it goes, but let's not forget we got one more team actually we have to get to know, which is the other team, Bigatron by Vitality. We have a cool video for us to check out. Let's look at it.
We are coming to you live from the most exciting event of the year, the Games of the Future. After joining forces with one of the world's most recognizable esports organizations, Bigatron by Vitality has entered a new chapter. Often abbreviated to BTR, Bigatron has already competed at top-level tournaments like Mlbb Mid-Season Cup and MPL Indonesia. At the Games of the Future 2026 in Astana, we spoke with the team about what this partnership means, the rivals who bring out their best, and the people who support them behind the scenes. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Shogun. I'm the explainer of Bigatron by Vitality.
Bigatron and Vitality are two iconic names in esports. What does representing both organizations mean to you?
For me, I'm proud to be the part of that team like Vitality and Bigatron, and looking forward to winning the competition, I think.
How has joining the Vitality family changed the team, both inside and outside the game?
Maybe inside, not changed that much. Like, we just do the things like usual, but in outside, I think the fans come growing into our community like that, and it's very kind, the communities.
Which team always pushes you to play your absolute best?
I think for me, Aurora Gaming from Turkey.
Does your family know that you're participating? Do they support you?
Yes, they know, and they will pray for me. I hope so.
Do you spend all your time playing games, or are you doing something else?
For now, I'm doing college too, like side job. I think I'm being a pro player, and then I'm just do the college also.
From representing 2 legendary esports brands to chasing success on the international stage, Bigatron by Vitality is determined to make its mark at the games of the future. With strong support from their fans and families, the team is focused not only on winning matches, but also on continuing to grow as players and as ambassadors for esports.
And thank you very much. That was a beautiful video about the team overall, Bigatron by Vitality. We got a Shogun?
Shogun,
Yesterday he was actually saying that he would like to fight anybody, and on the video he actually mentioned that he'd like to meet and see Aurora Gaming, right? And now he got his wish. He got his wish here at the semifinals at the Game of the Future here in beautiful Astana 2026. We'll definitely take a look how he's going to do, because the opponent is really rough. It's not going to be an easy fight, but they definitely can make a surprising moments here from the Bigatron by Team Vitality. And also this is going to be 2 different regions. Europe and Asia will be fighting toe-to-toe against each other. It would be cool and interesting to take a look how they can do, and maybe they can surprise everybody and actually come into the grand finals here in beautiful Astana. We'll definitely see. Before the video, you were mentioning about we were talking about the coaches, whatnot, the drafts.
Yeah.
I want to pinpoint one thing. When we had two players from the team Onic just now, Kyrie and Kelra, did you hear what did they say? Oh, we don't care. We just play our game. That's it. You know, we're not worrying about the draft. So that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be, though. So like the players, they shouldn't be worrying about the draft per se.
Yeah.
That's more coach's job to work it out. And I mean, once again, shout out to Onic's coach for making his team reasoning why they were champions last year and making them